What is up, everybody? Welcome to PS Best Friends, the only PlayStation podcast by the community for the community. We come to you each and every Tuesday with a brand new episode filled with greatness beyond the ordinary. I'm your host, Anthony Palm. We got a great episode lined up for you this week. Next to me, we have the Pop Master, Jeffrey Mizrahi.
Pop Master, yes, that was my name. I thought it was going to be something with... I forgot what you called me last week. I thought it was going to be something with fireworks. But honestly, the Pop Master also could be a fireworks reference, so I allow it.
I would have went with the Firecracker, too, I guess, but...
Ooh, that one's like kinky, you know?
I mean, Pop Master isn't, I guess.
You like popping?
And there he is, the spoiler caster master himself, Miguel Alvarez. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. So I went to see Spider-Man.
And, I swear to God. There's not a Metal Gear alert long enough.
Spoiler, takes off his mask. Spiders are just everywhere.
Yep.
Quite ridiculous.
And as each and every week, we try to get a community best friend on with us. This week we got Nathan Hicks. How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Doing good.
Good, man.
Glad to have you on. What you guys been playing?
I've been playing. We're swapping seats. It's a whole situation here.
Yeah, I know. What have you been playing, Jeff?
I've been playing Crash. I don't know. I think the game sucks. I guess you could toss it up to being really difficult. But there are some parts in these jumps and these shit that...
Native Fortress
and... Hogwild. You see, that's the first one. Then I move over, I'm like, alright, at Native Fortress, I'm like, fuck Crash 1, I can't handle this. So I move over to Crash 2. I like the whole warp room structure, I think that's really cool. The boss was much easier. The first boss, Ripper guy.
Ripperoo was fucking bullshit.
Ripperoo, that makes sense. But then right after that was an ice level. And ooh-wee, it was that a struggle to play. Honestly, it felt worse controlling than fucking The Last Guardian, which is saying something. But I'm going to give it a couple more tries, try a couple different worlds. I have now 5 more worlds to fuck with, and then I'm going to go to 3. Crash 3. Is Crash 3 also the same structure of, like, straightforward platforming, or does it mix it up?
Yeah, a little bit. It's... Wait, you didn't play Warped? I thought you said you liked the Warped Room thing.
Yeah, there's a Warp Room in 2.
Yeah, that's how 2 played.
Yeah, I didn't really play 2 that much.
Yeah, 2 is
like
the one.
originally.
2 is the one I remember the most. Like, I remember the rooms that you would just kind of walk to the side in Crash 1, and then Crash 2, it was more like, oh, here's this like bubble thing. Here's this structure level, whatever I'm going to jump into. That's what I remember.
And the whole, like, you have to collect... do you go on your second playthrough? You get the diamonds or whatever? You get the gems on the crystals or whatever. There's multiple crystals. Or is it... Do you have to... How's that work?
You have to get a certain amount of boxes, I think, and then I still haven't really figured it out either, because I don't really remember from back in the day. But I was always more of a Spyro guy, to be honest. But I mean, I remember Crash 1 real vividly, and Warped a little bit. I never really messed with 2.
I just want to say TR, so don't care.
Yeah. Nate, what are you playing?
Bringing up Spider-Man, I actually just played for this Spider-Man Homecoming VR experience.
Oh, actually, that's a good thing to bring up.
It's just like the movie.
No, it's not even close to the movie. It's less than 5 minutes of gameplay, and it's like a target practice. It starts off like Batman, like you think it's gonna be cool for a second. Like there's a suitcase that's talking to you. It opens up, and then you put the mask on, and then you like you looks at your hand, you move your head, and like you're looking in this mirror. Then it's literally like, all right, you're using the 2 move controllers. Shoot these bottles with your webs, and you shoot them. And then you move over to a crane. You're on top of a crane. Vulture comes, and then you swing over to him, and then it ends.
What's worse, that or the Air Force Halo mission?
It's a good question. It's a good fucking question. The Air Force.
Yeah, because you I was gonna say you talked a lot of shit about that Halo one.
Yeah, no, the Air Force mission's probably worse because it really didn't tell me shit. At least
the guy just keeps yelling at you and making you restart it.
If someone's a huge Spider-Man fan and wants to try PSVR, it's because it works, you know? It's not a piece of shit. Like, it's built, but, like, its length goes about 5 minutes.
It's not bad. It's just lame.
Yeah. So that and Crash and some Zelda is what I've been up to this week. What about?
All right, well, if you're done hogging the fucking spotlight, Nate, what you been playing?
That's how I do.
I've for some reason tried to go back to the Ezio collection. I'd beat 2 and then Brotherhood, and then I was like, wait, I only have like 3 trophies left for the platinum on 2. So I almost have it. As of this morning, I have like 15 more feathers to collect, and then I gotta
wow.
The feathers are the reason I didn't get it. Get the 100%.
I will tell you what's funny is I just finished Brotherhood before I went back to Platinum 2, and it's crazy like how different those games are. Because like Brotherhood, the combat is so much better, and then in 2, I was missing the no-hitter trophy, the feathers, and then the wear the auditory cape and every whatever. But those are kind of
Because you got to get the feathers to get the cape.
So
Which is also bullshit.
So I was like, I don't remember how I got the no-hitter, and so I was like, okay, let's just do the thing in Venice, and then let me get them all together, and then I'll like counter them. Well, I was like, fuck, no, that's not gonna work. And so I looked it up. I was like, oh, that's right, you throw smoke bombs and you fucking stab them with the hidden blade. But it made me, because 2 has always been my favorite, and then after going back,
I was going to ask, so out of all your Assassin's Creed or just the Ezio games, is 2 your favorite?
for the longest time, out of all of the Assassin's Creed games, 2 was my favorite, because it was, I played 1 and then 2. I was like, oh my god, this is like night and day different. But now going back and playing, I'm gonna go back and play Revelations because I don't remember too much about it. But I think now my favorite Assassin's Creed is probably 4.
Black Flag. Oh
yeah, Black Flag.
That's
because
my favorite too.
I thought the story was really cool because I loved the modern day stuff. I thought the stuff.
I didn't like how it was first person.
I could see that, but I thought it was cool how meta it was. Like, you were a game developer in Abstergo creating this game, and then
Yeah, true. I did like how they handled that. I thought that was really cool.
And I think I'll talk about it a little bit later, but I liked how the world was too. I loved when you were just sailing on open water and then your crew just started singing pirate shanties. Like,
the shanties did get me the first time. I was like, oh fuck, this is awesome. I'm hoping Skull and Bones really just full on embraces the pirate aspect of Black Flag.
I'm going on a cruise for my honeymoon, and I told my fiance, I said, one of the things I'm fucking doing when we get on one of those islands is I'm finding a sailboat, and I'm doing a sailboat, whatever. I'm sailing a sailboat, and you bet your ass I'm singing pirate shanties. Yep. I was like, I am fucking singing pirate shanties, and nobody's gonna stop me.
That's dope.
But yeah, that's what I've been.
It's fucking awesome.
I just re-downloaded GTA 5, and I'm super excited to play that again. So.
Online or the story?
I played a little bit of online on PC because I've bought it for Xbox, PC, and now PS4. But
so you're one of them. Okay.
Well, it was over periods of time, but yeah, I played online. Maybe I got to like rank 10, but I'm excited to play both. Like I've played the first part of the campaign 4 times now, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with playing it again. It's just, I don't know. I don't know.
Have you ever beat it?
Yeah, I beat it. I beat it once. I beat it on PS3.
The online is crap in my opinion, but
yeah, I never got into it either. All my friends told me to get. I just.
I feel like it's a whole nother world, you know? It's like
it's
like being like a Minecraft player or something, you know? It's like
you're creating your own
sandboxy for me.
I could see that.
The thing is, I tried getting into it because I thought like Red Dead's Online had a lot of great ideas, but it never populated enough for me.
Yeah.
And then I tried GTA Online when it came out on PS3, and wasn't it broken for a bit?
It wasn't broken for a long time.
For a while.
Probably 3 months after it came out. It wasn't.
Well, yeah, because it launched a week or 2 after the game launched, and then when it did come out, it just was broke as fuck.
Yeah, it took like a month before it launched.
Yeah, I think it launched itself a month after the game came out, but still,
it had
a bunch of connection issues.
It was almost akin to
it looks interesting, you know. Like it seems like there's a fucking huge community of players that have a good time with it. I'm waiting for it to get to like $20.
Yeah, Miguel, what you been playing?
So I got the platinum for Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered.
And then I stole your spotlight like 10 seconds later.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something. So I got it. I was all excited. You know, I told you guys, and then like not like 30 seconds later, you're like, oh, I got the one for.
I fucking
FIFA.
flipped
I'm
out.
like,
I finally got the FIFA 15 Vita Platinum because I'm a fucking asshole.
Yep, I agree with that statement.
Oh,
But yeah, no, the Modern Warfare Platinum's very difficult. So congrats on that one.
What's
yeah, the Mile High achievement alone for trophy.
That one was
Kind of a bitch.
Yeah, that's night and day too. We were talking earlier about Infinite Warfare, and for me, like I beat it the first time, and then I went back through on Veteran, and that was not hard at all. Like there was maybe one mission that I was like, oh, this is really difficult, but I played it as fast as I did the regular playthrough. I went and played
on which one?
Infinite Warfare's.
Oh yeah, that's not even.
Yeah, I went and played Modern Warfare Remastered's Veteran, and I shit you not, for probably about 2 weeks, I was stuck on that one stealth mission that turns into a shit show. Though I can't remember what it's called, but it's the one.
Oh, the one in Chernobyl.
No. It was the one. There was the one after the helicopter crashes, and you're sneaking around.
All ghillie up.
No, that's not it. No, this was in modern time. You're with all of the SAS. You're going from house to house.
Oh, okay.
At nighttime, when you start with a sniper. Yeah. Okay.
There was a lot of me just laying down on the ground.
Are there still in Modern Warfare? I know I played it, but in the remastered, is there still the infinite, endless spawning enemies unless you move up, or did they change that?
I doubt they would have changed that.
I feel like that's a key strategy.
No, they didn't change it because I remember doing the one that there's this mission that you gotta drop two, I think it's helicopters. It's either helicopters or tanks, and it's like in a farm or something.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah, you need to push forward. If not, they just keep spawning and keep spawning. You could kill them.
Wasn't Modern Warfare the game that kind of brought to light the whole like monster closet issue?
It was either Modern Warfare or it was World at War. I think World at War.
It was like World at War was pretty bad too.
I think two Modern Warfare 2 said that they didn't have it, but I remember feeling like it had it.
I don't remember.
Sure.
So I played that one, played on that, and I started doing the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare one. And I did the campaign. It's pretty easy. Like we were talking about, the Baron difficulties really easy. And then I started with the zombies trophies, and man, I'm having a difficult time getting them. Period.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna put a pin in that because we know you're gonna give us almost like a final take on that one later. So
and that's pretty much it.
So I finished up FIFA. I kind of just put away my Vita for a couple days after I got that. I was like, I didn't even want to look at it because I fucking played so much FIFA that my eyes were falling out.
You got your PS Vita and just threw it away for a day or two?
No, it's charging right now. And then I actually picked up Final Fantasy VI, I mentioned to you guys before, and some old school PlayStation. I broke out the PS2 and booted up my original Final Fantasy XII Collector's Edition just to check it out because I wanted to. I was undecided on if I wanted to pick up Final Fantasy XII coming out this week, so I booted up the original just to see like if it still felt right and all that. And immediately fell back in love with it, and immediately ordered it on Amazon. So,
was your save still intact?
Yeah, dude, I somehow still had all my game saves, like for like all my games too, not even just that. But yeah, I have like a 27 hours in game save from Final Fantasy 12, which back then for me was actually a lot. Because now for me to play a game for 27 hours, that's barely anything. But back then, I wasn't really into RPGs that much. Final Fantasy 12, Final Fantasy 10-ish. And Kingdom Hearts were really the only games I ever put that much time into. So yeah, I'm excited for that to come out, but we will get to that in a little bit. But for right now, let's go to what is and forever will be until we come up with a name for it next week, Moriarty's Report.
How many items do we have?
5 items today on the list.
No, we don't. We got a captain's count.
Ooh, that's a good one. Captain's count. Ooh,
yeah, we gotta figure. I'm gonna be changing it.
Let's just get to the list. Okay?
Ooh, let's keep that. All right, that it is. Captain's count.
Captain's count. Like
that sounds fresh. All right, so starting off, nice. We
really?
have.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
Dudes, top downloads on the PlayStation Store. Going first on PS4. Let's run down quick. Friday the 13th, Crash Bandicoot Middle Earth Game of the Year Edition. That was $4.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 5, God of War 3 Remastered, which was also like I think $4 or like $5 or $6 or something.
I think it was around there, $4 I think.
On the mid-year sale, which is over now. Battlefield 1, Horizon Zero Dawn, Tekken 7, Minecraft, Rocket League, FIFA 17, NHL 17, Uncharted, Need for Speed, Injustice 2, Dying Light,
Wow.
Ratchet and Clank. Good to see Ratchet and Clank back up here. A year old already. Payday 2, Overwatch, and Star Wars Battlefront. So, of course, most of these were on sale, so that's why you see them up here. But I guess good on Friday the 13th for getting nabbing that top spot.
No, not even, dude. Good for Crash, dude. In one day, it hit.
That's
second.
true. Came out on the last day of June.
One day.
That's actually a really good point.
I bet
I
it
think
had a
it was
hell of
Nate.
a...
Was it you, Nate, that said you can kind of gauge how the month was based on where GTA is on it? Someone said that. I thought it was you.
That wasn't me, but I'll take it.
Huh, that's a good point. It's a good point.
I thought it was you. I guess not.
I mean,
Sorry.
come on, guys.
Yeah.
Shadow of Mordor #3. It's a great game.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
Yeah,
great
it
game.
has
If you
to
missed
because
that
it's
for
so
$4 like Jeffrey did, then I feel bad for
what
you.
was cool was after that. I think it'd been a couple days after the sale was on. What is it? Monolith that made was the studio behind. I think
Yeah.
they posted on their
Yeah.
they posted that video of that feature that you could that was with it when you got it, so you could create a nemesis, and that nemesis and your most loyal companion would follow over to Shadow of War.
Transfer. Yeah.
So
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
but I mean,
Yeah, that's actually why I rebought it.
yeah, I rebought it because I had it a long time ago. I finished it, and then my PlayStation got stolen. That was like a couple years ago, and I just never rebought it.
Damn.
But I saw that for $4. I was like, there's no reason not to get that.
Well, it
My
goes on
man,
sale for
my
$8 all the time too, but I would, for some reason, I would always just like hold off.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then for $4, I was like, all right, you fucking
Yeah,
got me, and I just downloaded it. So I beat the shit out of it on Xbox, but I'm kind of transitioning everything over to PlayStation now.
Yeah.
And so that's why I rebought it. I'm not gonna platinum it just because that's gonna take too much time for me right now with all the other stuff I'm working on.
Yeah.
But I want to at least get some good nemesis.
I'm probably not
and-
going to play too much of it
transfer
because
some
I
stuff
do
over.
want to play War, and I kind of don't want to get burned out on it. But
Yeah,
it's
that's
there.
kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to transfer some stuff over into Shadow of War.
So what always confuses me is looking at the PS3 top downloads. FIFA 17, number 1. All right, who cares? Number 8 is Saints Row 2, I guess. And then number 15 is this game
Probably
called
on sale.
Enemy Front. It's this CryEngine game that was published by Bandai Namco or whatever. Came out to the PS3 and Xbox 360 and PC in June of 2014. So about 8 months after PS4 has been out. And it's like a World War II first-person shooter. I don't know how it got on a top 20 list, but
maybe
whatever,
maybe it
that's
was on
there.
sale.
Yep.
I guess,
Yeah,
but who was talking about it?
I'm surprised the Metal Gear Solid HD collection wasn't higher than 17. It's a little low for what I thought
It is,
it
yeah.
would.
I don't think it was that cheap. That's why. But
Yeah,
then,
why don't we
rounding out
go? Yeah, I
We're
was
just
gonna say, why don't
rounding
we do
out the top list.
top 5 for the rest of the?
We have PS4 add-ons. Number 1 is Zombie Chronicles for Black Ops 3. Fun
Obviously.
fact: today they updated it, and the M1911 is now the starting pistol, and the MP40 is wall buy.
What was
and the
what was the
AK?
starting, what was the starting pistol?
I didn't know the MP40.
Only the MR6, which is the regular Black Ops 3 starting pistol, but it's like, dude, if we're playing old maps, give us the fucking OG gun.
Wait, the MP40 really is back?
Yeah, it's on the wall buy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
it's the
fucking
wall buy and
dope.
Kino.
I
whatever
knew they
the
were
food
bringing
used to
back the 1911. I didn't know they were bringing that back. That's awesome.
be. Yeah, and AK-74 is in the box. Also on the PS4 add-on list is Rise of the Necromancer for Diablo 3, Final and Stormblood for Final Fantasy 14.
Surprised
PSVR
Stormblood isn't higher.
Yeah, Stormblood. Yeah, I don't. I think it came out pretty late this month, and Zombie
That's a good point.
Chronicles.
Last
Rise
month.
of the Necromancer came out late too, though.
True. I guess more
The
people like Diablo
giant
3.
zombie map. That's weird that the giant is on there.
The Giant's been up there literally since 2015.
Really?
It's
Wow.
$5 for a zombie
That's
map.
just like, how do you not own it already? Is my
Exactly,
point.
yeah,
Like,
that's-
well, I guess we
yeah,
keep
people-
saying the same thing about GTA too. So
Exactly.
Fair enough. PSVR number 1 surprised Arizona Sunshine, the zombie Farpoint-esque game that uses the aim control that we talked about a couple weeks ago. Also up there, Star Trek Bridge Crew PSVR Worlds, which is a bundle for the special editions. I don't know how many people are buying that. Until Dawn and Batman. Vita games, number 1 is... Excuse me, got a little burp there. God of War Collection, Jack and Daxter Collection, Golden Abyss, and Breath of Fire 3, and then that Adventure Time game that's always like for $1 on sale.
No
I thought it was
Persona.
99 cents because it was getting taken off, but I guess it's just always 99 cents, and it's an easy platinum supposedly. And then for PS Classics, San Andreas, Bully, Grand Theft Auto Trilogy, Metal Slug, and The Warriors.
Those usually don't change.
Yeah, I was about to ask
Yeah,
if they changed.
usually around.
There's
what I'm
normally a, what's it called? There's
surprised
normally
about-
a Final Fantasy up here, but I guess not.
Then maybe these were just on. I think these all were on sale. I just want to make a note for the PSVR games. There was some really good games on sale last week, so that's probably why Arkham VR and Rush of Blood. I'm surprised they're not higher, to be honest. But I feel like those are games that people bought at launch. Like out of all of the VR games, those are probably what they bought at launch.
I'm surprised
but,
that
both those were good
Ghostbusters
prices.
in the top 10.
Did either of you, Jeff or Anthony, did either of you try the Ghostbusters experience?
I have not. Is it free?
Wow.
It's not free.
I
Right?
have no
No, it's
idea.
not
It's on the
free.
list.
I didn't even know about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what
I'll
this
check it out.
was.
I'll check it out.
It's called
But
Ghostbusters
yeah,
is
so that's
hiring.
been the
Yeah.
Firehouse, yeah. I didn't even know that existed.
I think Greg might have mentioned it and said it sucked, but I'll check it out.
So yeah, so that's the top downloads. Next up on the list is Destiny 2. Open beta coming out soon. Get your pants ready. July 18th, if you pre-ordered it, it's going to come with the first
Holy
map
shit,
of...
that's so soon.
Yeah, I know, straight up. The 8 days.
Next
So
week.
that's a week. Next Tuesday.
Nope.
It comes with the first mission of the campaign, which is a little, I guess it's a cool taste. For Destiny 1, the beta or alpha, whatever it was,
And
was
that's
like the first,
pretty much the story. And that's it.
yeah, it was pretty much like the first like couple hours
And
until
then
you
there
got
was
to the moon.
like one Crucible map, like the second week of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's 2 maps for this beta and the strike, the inverted spire. So I feel like I guess I'll do the strike a couple times. I'm wondering how many times I could fucking play through this beta. I'll probably just be swamped in Crucible, but
I wish they would let you carry your stuff over to like level 5 or something, just so you can get a head start on like 3 different classes. Just
I'm
to like
wondering how
unlock
they
your
handle
subclasses
that.
on, you know.
because that's a good point. Now
Because they
maybe
didn't carry anything over before, right?
yeah.
No.
If there's no penalty, then maybe I'll just I'll make 3 characters in the beta or whatever, or just keep on starting it again and just try everyone out. I don't know. So pre-ordering gets you that early access, and I think it comes out a week later if you don't pre-order it. Also announced today was a limited edition Destiny 2 PS4 Pro bundle, which is looking at $450. It's going to come with the PS4 Pro, a controller, Destiny 2, as well as the Destiny 2 2 DLC packs. So
Wait. You
Jay
missed
really wants
the
it.
best part, dude. It's a
It's a
glacier
terabyte?
white.
no, that's the
PS4
worst
Pro.
part. The
I
Destiny.
like
Are you
it.
serious?
I
It
li-
looks
I
so
like the Glacier
sexy,
White.
dude. When I saw it, I
Des-
got so wet,
House
dude.
divided then.
Dude, the Taken King PS4 Pro, PS4.
Oh, that was ugly, dude. I didn't like the design personally. I just
I like
like
the
Oh,
Taken
wow.
King one, but I don't know, man. I like the timeless, just flat white look.
Oh, dude.
You see, because I like the commitment that if you have like a system that's like I remember my friend had like the Modern Warfare 2 Xbox 360 or the Halo 3 Xbox 360. It's like, all right, that's when you got your system. You know, it's like this system is like tied to this like memory, I guess, this game rather than it just being
Yeah,
because like
'cause I have the
there could be
Arkham Knight
1,000
PS4.
Glacier White ones, you know.
Yeah, I have the Star Wars one that came with Battlefront, and a lot of people say that that's one of the ugliest ones, but the controller is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I like the controller because I
Controller is, but the design is stupid.
yeah, I agree, but I think hands down across all platforms,
Just his face.
all platforms. Yeah, I know it's weird, but whatever. Across all platforms, I think the coolest one was probably the Halo 5 Xbox One because my buddy has that. No, actually,
Halo.
I don't know.
Wasn't it just green?
No, it was.
I like the
No, the coolest one's probably the R2D2
I
Xbox
actually have
360
that.
Slim.
I actually have that. Yeah, I got that at.
that was cool.
That's a
My
sexy
cousin
piece.
had that with the C3PO
Yep,
Connect.
I wanted that for the longest time, and then I found it at a GameStop like a year or 2 ago, and it was like $120. I was like, I'm buying that because I wanted
Yeah,
that
that's
for
cool.
so
That's
I
cool.
think- I really liked the Titanfall 1 Xbox One, and I also really liked the Metal Gear Solid 5 PS4.
Wasn't the Titanfall 1 just a white console? I thought the controller was designed.
Maybe.
But I think the
Oh, you know
console-
what? Yeah, I'm thinking of the Titanfall 1 controller. That's what I'm thinking of. Which I love my Titanfall 1 controller. It's busted as fuck, though, but I love that. I played the shit out of that controller. That's the first controller I ever played until it broke. But yeah, dude,
Wow.
do you guys remember the Metal Gear Solid 5 PS4?
Yeah.
It
was
it
check
the
it
red
out.
one.
Red and
Yeah,
black.
that one was
Yeah.
nice.
I thought it was so sick. So
It's all right.
Yeah, so if you want to, oh yeah, that looks cool. So if you want trying to get into the PlayStation ecosystem where you need a new PS4, you're trying to upgrade to a Pro, definitely pick that up. It's definitely a. The Pro right now doesn't come bundled with any game, right?
Not at the moment.
Thought it did.
No, it doesn't. Unless
unless
Amazon
it's
or
A special
East
promo, yeah. So
Upwards,
for $50 extra than the base Pro, you're getting yourself
You get-
Destiny with all the DLC.
Yep.
Next up on the list, we have a new patch for Horizon Zero Dawn, adding some much-awaited features. I never know why these features can't be in the game when it comes out, but we're looking at New Game Plus and an ultra-hard difficulty. New Game Plus is allowing your character progression and inventory. No, your character progression and inventory will stay intact, but the level cap is now at 50
It was 50.
level.
Yeah. They're just not changing it.
What does that mean?
yeah, 50 was the cap before.
Yeah. So
Oh.
it's just
They're
pretty
saying the
much
cap is still 50.
Yeah.
I was still set at 50. Oh, cool. Yeah, maybe I should have read it.
You gotta,
The New Game Plus also adds updated weapons and outfits with an extra modification spot, so you have something to spend those extra shards on.
That's pretty cool.
And you gotta get an
I got
ultra hard
too many fucking
difficulty,
shards.
which makes machines more deadly and aware of you, and limits your health regen. Also, you were looking at 2 new trophies, or a couple new trophies, focused on beating the game on ultra hard, and some customization options like face paint and the ability to change the appearance of Aloy's focus. That's pretty cool.
So,
you guys
this is-
jumping back in? Yeah?
Changing Aloy's focus is cool. I'm pissed that there's only 2 trophies. One of them is beat it on New Game Plus. The other one is beat it on New Game Plus on Ultra Hard. You couldn't add any other cool trophies.
I don't care. I'm just pissed that I'm not at 100 now. I'm like at 80 something because of the 2 trophies.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Fuck! Now I gotta go fucking beat this game on Ultra Hard. God damn it.
Well, you get to get more trophies once Frozen Wilds comes out, so.
That's
Yeah,
a good
but
point.
those-
Maybe I'll
those
do a
2
New Game
trophies-
Plus right before Frozen Wilds comes out.
Oh, I gotta check, but isn't it those 2 trophies?
They're separate. They're not part of the
They're
same
not.
list.
Oh, okay.
So when you go to your trophies, it'll still say 100% for the main game, but overall, you're not going to be 100% anymore.
I just wonder how difficult it's gonna be because after I don't know if you guys got the armor, the special armor.
I did, yeah. I got the shield. Was it the
'Cause
Shield
I-
Weaver?
Yeah, and when you got that, it was pretty much game over.
Yeah, it
You
was.
were
It was pretty
Pretty much
stupid easy.
unstoppable.
Once I got that, I had no problems with any of the trials.
Oh wait, no, not spoiling too much, man. Spoiling too much. I gotta step back a little bit.
Oh, relax.
Yeah.
Now he wants to be all touchy
next
about
up-
spoilers.
Next up, we have some Battlefront 2 beta news. It's coming out on the 4th, October 4th, if you've pre-ordered it. If you didn't pre-order it, it's coming October 6th to everyone else. It's going to feature the Assault on Naboo Theed map that we saw at E3 and in the alpha if you got invited to that. And it's going to feature 2 modes, Galactic Assault and Starfighter Assault. I think Galactic Assault is the one that's on foot, and Starfighter is the one they haven't yet give details, right? Am I correct on that one?
Yeah, I'm guessing Galactic Assault's probably the one where, in like the old Battlefront 2, how you used to be able to be on like a
Ship.
like a Jedi cruiser, not a Jedi cruiser, like a ship. Like you would start in like a bay area and then jump into a ship and fly out into a dogfight. And I'm assuming the other one's probably just you start in the
Yeah.
ship, like in the most recent Battlefront one.
Yeah, see, Battlefront I played like the newest one that came out. I played a little bit of, but I mean I didn't play it hardcore enough. But one of the things that disappointed me for sure was the fact that they didn't have space combat. Because I remember one of the things I used to do all the time in Battlefront 2 that on PS2 was I would play Galactic Assault all the time, and while all the NPCs were dogfighting, I would go to the enemy ship, go in.
You like sabotage.
Yeah, sabotage. That's all I would do, and it was so fun. So
That's
if
awesome.
they could bring that back, that'll make me want to play Battlefront 2 even more. and I want to play it
Yeah,
really
that's
bad.
dope. I was actually just playing. Yeah, I was just playing Battlefront 2 on Vita, like the PSP version, and I was doing exactly that. I was playing the, whatever that mode, the Galactic Assault or whatever mode it actually is called in that game, and yeah, I was just having so much fun with it. Those original 2 Battlefront games, and even like the subsequent PSP ones, were just they were fun. You know what I mean? There was no story. The thing that pisses me off about all these people that yelled about Battlefront 1 needs a story. Oh, what a fucking waste. You know what I mean? Like, the old Battlefront games never had a fucking campaign. They had a quote-unquote campaign, but it was like make your own story. It was never a full-on single-player. So I was a little caught off guard when people were like legitimately mad. It's like, did you not play the other Battlefronts? Like, you know what this game is. So, I mean, I am glad that we're getting a new campaign. Don't get me wrong. I just thought it was a little odd that it was almost like people didn't remember what the original Battlefronts were. Like, they were multiplayer
I think
games.
if the game would have been a 10 out of, like the newest one, if it would have been a 10 out of 10, then maybe it wouldn't have been so bad. But like, one of the things I didn't care for about Battlefront was, yeah, it was super awesome and how good it looked, like to basically be in a Star Wars sim. But there's just something about it that was just kind of lacking. And then like when they kept adding game modes, I'm like, oh, this is like, okay. Like,
Was it? Was
I
the
don't know.
problem?
See, I was the opposite. I played the fuck out of it, but
Was the problem the progression system?
I don't think
No,
so.
it's not.
No, I think that was fine.
But it sucked, dude.
the Star
compared
cards
to
were interesting. I mean, I didn't hate them; they were cool, but they were just different.
I mean,
Well,
there
the
was nothing
difference-
to progress on, dude.
No, but the difference is, Miguel, you jumped into it like recently. You didn't jump in when it first came out, so
Oh,
it's different.
I tried the beta, so it was pretty much the same thing.
Well, you can't.
Tell me, how different was
A
it?
certain amount of things. That's like if you played a Call of Duty beta and they only gave you one gun.
Well, I'm used. Who made the game? Let me ask you that.
Dice,
Okay, what other game do they make?
Battlefield.
Battlefield games. How is the progression system in those games?
It's fucking awful. Do you like the Battlefield
Awful.
progression system? I think Battlefield's progression systems are awful.
Really?
I think it's like it doesn't make any sense.
Battlefield 1, it's really stupid. Battlefield
I
3,
thought Battlefield
4,
4 was worse. I thought actually Battlefield 1 was better than Battlefield 4.
really.
So
So
it
you
made no
like it?
fucking sense.
So you like
You
it
have to
when
play
it's
like a
dumbed
billion
down?
hours to unlock a second gun for a
That's the
class.
good thing about it.
So what are you complaining
You're
about
working for
Battlefront? That was
something,
like
dude.
Ah,
You're
I don't
actually
know,
working
man.
for
I-
something.
It's like
Bad
too
Company
hard.
2 had the best progression system.
Oh yeah, okay. I agree. Yeah,
I like-
that's hands down. Yeah.
You upgrade your classes, and that was really fun.
I just
Next
feel like
up on
anytime
the
I play a
list.
Battlefield... I'm sorry, one last thing on the Battlefield thing. I feel like any Battlefield game I get, I need to buy the shortcut pack for whatever class I'm using, because I feel like it's going to take me a billion hours to unlock
If you
it.
suck, yeah, dude.
No, if I want to, A, play other games, or B, have a life. It's like, it's just, I don't know. I think it just takes way too many hours.
That's all onlines with the shortcut things.
I don't know.
Next up, we have the long rumored and discussed character Doomfist is now live in Overwatch's public test region. That's PC only, but it is coming to PS4 soon, just like the other
I thought
characters.
he is live now.
Yeah, I thought he was live.
Not on.
I think he is now.
Not on consoles. Not on consoles.
Really?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
for a fact. He's only in the PTR.
Did you guys see that video
Um,
of what if Doomfist was played by Terry Crews?
I thought he
No,
was going
I
to
was
play him.
upset.
I don't know why
I
he
was
wasn't.
upset when they said he wasn't.
That was pretty funny because basically they took most of his Old Spice like yelling and shouting, and they kind of superimposed it over the video, over the anime video,
Okay.
and it was pretty awesome.
I don't like the anime video. So they, if you didn't see, they also released a character trailer for him
Yeah.
as well. I'm not as big a fan as the anime as the Pixar ones. I think Overwatch's style should totally be Pixar. If they're making any more short films or a movie or a TV show or whatever, I think it has to. It should be Pixar style and 3D animation. Weeboo shit. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I got to play Doomfist on my brother has Overwatch on PC, and he's a cool character. He's an assault. I feel like you have to be. His like style is very like in certain circumstances. You know, I guess that's all characters, but like he really has to get close. And I don't know. I think he's interesting. He's an interesting addition to the bunch. But you know what I'm saying. You guys still there?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, I went quiet. I thought I got disconnected. But yeah, he's also the first villain. So I thought half of them were villains, honestly.
Whoa, isn't the guy with the 2 shotguns a villain?
Yeah, Reaper.
Reaper?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Why is he the first real
I
villain?
don't know. You wrote this, no?
Well, I know, but that's what people are saying. He's like the first real, I guess, piece of DLC that's coming out, I guess? Like, new character?
No, I think Reaper started off as a good guy. And then he has a skin that's a normal person.
I'm not the Overwatch guy here.
I
don't get it.
Over guy.
I do not get Overwatch. Why people play
That's
it.
Donkey's videos.
So.
Shout out Video Game Donkey. But yeah, that's all the news we got this week. We're still looking at these light summer weeks, but still getting some good details. We got some Horizon DLC and Uncharted to look forward to.
Oh, so sexy.
Yeah. Let's move over to the drop from our best friend, the powerhouse of PlayStation, Ryan Clements. Here are the new releases of the week of July 11th. Take it away, Nathan.
All right, to start off, we got The Bellows. It's a PSVR game. It's digital. It says, plunge yourself into a world of nightmares and fear and discover just how frightening virtual reality can be. I guess you guys will talk about that next week if it's... I don't know how much it's going to cost. I don't know if you're going to pick it up, but I don't...
Yeah, no, I don't play the scary VR games, but that fucking description just reads like every other goddamn
it's like
VR
cookie
game.
cutter as hell.
Yeah, it's like enter the world and put the goggles on to frighten your terror. Like, all right, cool, thanks.
So here's one. I thought it was D-Day when I first read it, but there's one called Day D Tower Rush for PS4. It's digital. It says defend yourself from a horde of vicious creatures by building towers and catapults and defend the time machine at all costs. Exciting and wild worlds await you. So it basically sounds like horde mode, just a game of horde mode.
Or tower defense.
So it's tower defense?
Yeah, tower defense.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Probably
tower defense.
Tower defense
We got
or-
Black the Fall on PS4 digital. Also got Derelict Fleet, PS4 digital. Energy Balance. Was it Energy Cycle the one that everybody was farming?
Yeah, it's energy
Okay,
cycle.
I think
Is this game
don't-
even actually related to it? Like, do we know?
I don't know. It says during a mission. I don't think so. Just based off the description, it says
No.
during a mission.
No, last week's Energy Cycle, I'm pretty sure says from the developers of Energy Balance. But I don't know how they keep on getting on every fucking week. I think they keep on releasing on PS4, then Vita, then another one on PS4 and Vita. I don't know.
Maybe. Oh, it says Energy Balance is a number puzzle. You have to swap power units in such a way that their sums form correct chains, both vertically and horizontally. So maybe. Let's see. We got Final Fantasy. That's 12, right? Okay, good. That's what I thought.
Final Fantasy 12. Yep,
Final
Zodiac Age.
Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age. To be honest, I didn't know what this was. Like I knew it was 12, but all I saw was the Zodiac Age.
It's another fantasy game. Another Final Fantasy
It's
game.
coming out for PS4.
That's what we need. That's it.
Coming out for PS4.
One of my favorite Final Fantasies.
Digital and retail. Final Fantasy XII: The Zodiac Age improves upon the PS2 classic. Now more beautiful and easier to play than ever. The high definition remaster introduces several modern advancements, including reconstructed battle design and a revamped job system. Players both returning and new to the game will experience a grand adventure that spans the world of Ivalice.
Ivalice.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah,
So
close
has
enough.
anybody have you guys seen anything about this? Does it really look super next gen or?
Anthony,
It looks
go for
it looks like a modernized version of
So
the game.
it's not
I
like
mean,
Crash?
it just looks like.
Like Crash.
No. It's more like the Kingdom Hearts HD remakes, where they just kind of smoothed it out and everything, and they made it look. It's not super pixelated. I mentioned earlier when I was talking to you guys, I broke out my PS2, and when I was playing the original Final Fantasy 12, like the PS2 version with like component cables, it was really blurry because that's just how PS2 games looked. But it surprisingly held up well. It felt like it was running at a high FPS. Maybe not 60, but it felt like it was running well. The cutscenes looked gorgeous, as all older Final Fantasy games mostly do. So I'm really excited. I know there's a big feature that they added to this version, which is similar to what they added to Final Fantasy VII's remake on, like, the actual PS1 version, not the new
Yeah, the one
remake
that
they're
hasn't
making.
come out yet. That will never come out.
Yeah, like the PS1 re-release on PS4, where you can speed the time up in the game, so you can make the literally make the game move either twice as fast or 4 times as fast, and so that's gonna, I feel like, help some people get through it. Parts that feel like an old game, you know what I mean? That I feel like that's gonna help kind of push through that. So I'm really excited. This is a great game. It really reminds me of almost like Lord of the Rings meets Star Wars, but with awesome ass looking airships, and that's like one of my favorite tropes of a Final Fantasy game is like the airships, whether it be like Setzers in Final Fantasy VI or Sid in any game with Sid as a pilot.
Question. Why does it remind you to Star Wars and the other, what was it?
Lord of
the Rings?
Yeah.
It's just there's a lot of large scale epic battles that remind me of Lord of the Rings. I mean, if you just watch the opening 10 minutes of the game, I think you would get what I mean. Because there's some dogfight cutscenes that look a lot like Star Wars.
So.
I don't know. Like I said, go watch the first 10 minutes of gameplay, and if you don't see what I'm saying, then I don't know how else to explain it.
Would you tell people to buy this or 15?
Ooh, if you're new to a Final Fantasy game, get 15. If you are an old school Final Fantasy fan that just hasn't played 12 somehow, I would get 12. Because Final Fantasy 15 is definitely an easier game, and it's definitely an easier game to get into. It's also a more fast-paced, action-oriented game, whereas Final Fantasy 12, almost the gameplay itself is kind of like an MMO. Where
so
you're
Anthony,
controlling...
did you play 11 when it came out?
No, I did not.
No. Because I'm wondering why this. So 11 was an MMO, 10 was a standard, and then they made 12 of single player MMO. Like, why didn't they
it's
just
not actually an MMO. It's just it has similar gameplay elements to an MMO.
Yeah, MMO-esque. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, why didn't they just go back to the 10 style?
They just want to try something new. That's the thing that people kind of need to give Final Fantasy credit for, is it's always trying something new with its games. Because, I mean, 13 was dramatically different from 12, which was dramatically different from 10.
14 is online only, right?
So, yeah, 14 is actually an MMO similar to 11. So, I mean, they do something different with every game. And I think the story of 12, or the world of 12, rather, was just so big and so... Like, there was so much lore there, and it was just so engrossing. It reminded me of Final Fantasy IX, kind of. And that's the thing that I was kind of hoping for with 15. Even though I love 15, 12 just, and this, I guess, kind of ties into, like, me comparing it to Star Wars. It's just such a big universe in that game, and you could tell just by that opening cutscene. Whereas Final Fantasy 15, I feel like it kind of missed the mark a little bit, where it's like, you see this awesome battle happening in Insomnia, which is like the capital city of Final Fantasy 15, which actually happens in the Kingsglaive movie. And then you never really see... Like, you see some of the dropships dropping off Magitech soldiers in 15, but it's one or two here or there. It's never full-scale battles. Whereas, like, in Final Fantasy 12, I just feel like, even if it's just the cutscenes, it just looks so grandiose. And so... I don't know how else to describe it more than that, but it's just...
I think we hit our quota for saying the words Final Fantasy this week.
Yeah, probably for the next 7 episodes.
I'd love to hear more, but I mean, I don't think it's allowed.
So what's next, Nathan?
Real quick, when you had started that, you were talking about how you plugged up the PS2 and how it was blurry. You saying that kind of reminds me of playing Shadow of the Colossus on my PS2, and like I immediately remember, wow, I can't see shit in this game. This game is really blurry. I don't know why that.
Oh, I couldn't read any of the words or anything. It was crazy.
All right, move on.
Which they were designed for CRT. So if I played it on a CRT, it probably ironically would have been clearer, maybe. So I don't know.
All right, we got a Frisky Business coming to PS4 digital. It's out the 13th. Got Hunting Sim. Was it Hunting Sim? Didn't Hunting Simulator already come out?
There's been a billion of these types of fucking games. There's
Like
probably something similar to it. Yeah.
Oh, this one may be coming out to retail. Maybe that was the difference. All right, we got Minecraft Story Mode Season 2, Episode 1, coming out PS4 digital. It says, now that Jesse and the gang have vanquished the Witherstorm, spoiler alert, saved the world, and become totally super famous heroes, Life has gotten a bit more complicated, with more responsibilities and less time for adventure. Old friendships have started to fade, at least until Jesse's hand gets stuck in a creepy gauntlet that belongs to an ancient underwater temple. Did any of you guys play the first Minecraft story mode?
Didn't even consider it.
Nope.
Yeah.
If it goes on sale, I might. But I think I have one Telltale game that's... Oh, I got Tales of the Borderlands for PS Plus I still got to play.
It's really hard for them to get me to play a Telltale game these days. It's like I really have to deal with this shitty engine, which I feel like we talked about on an earlier episode. But to deal with their shitty engine, I gotta love the property. It has to be either early Walking Dead or Batman, or as funny as Tales was.
I got Game of Thrones.
Still haven't gotten around to Guardians
I got
yet.
Game of Thrones for free, but I'm not gonna play it because I know it's trash.
Yeah.
So I mean, Batman.
Yeah, it ran real bad.
If it ran well, I'd be interested in it because I don't watch
Game
Game
of
of
Thrones
Thrones.
does not run
I'd
well.
be interested to like get into Game of Thrones maybe through this, but it's like I'm not gonna deal with the fucking game crashing.
But I wouldn't even get into this until you got through season 3 of Game of Thrones because it spoils a pretty big
which
part of season
does
3.
Is that true?
Which, by the way,
Yeah, it's right at the end. It takes place right at the end of season
Game
3.
of Thrones comes back this
Nah,
week.
so fuck that. Okay.
Wait,
Throw that in there.
that's when the dragon dies or something? Isn't
All
it?
of the dragons die.
dragon dies.
Okay. I
Alright.
remember.
Moving on.
Let's see. Got
Motorcycles.
MotoGP 17. Never heard of it before. PS4 digital.
I didn't know they were still making these
Yeah,
games.
this is 2017 edition.
They keep telling-
It brings all the adrenaline you need.
I have a friend who's a huge fan of MotoGP actually, which is
I
interesting.
think I've seen a cover for MotoGP
So-
once, but I mean,
It's just
it's
a motorcycle.
bicycle.
Or am I thinking of the Moto Storm?
I think you-
Maybe that's what I'm
maybe
thinking
thinking
of.
It's
Because that was the game that came with the
Yeah.
3D PlayStation television.
yeah.
These
I
have
think
been
so.
going. Yeah, this is definitely different. This is different than MotorStorm, but this is these have been going on for the past couple years. The MotoGP.
Yeah.
I think actually it might have been under the name Ride for a bit, but I can be extremely wrong on that. That could actually be another MotoGP game.
I think
Yeah.
you're wrong.
We also got Mr. Shifty coming to PS4 digital. Mr. Shifty says, shift through bullets and master lightning fast takedowns in an all-new kind of action game from Tiny Build and Team Shifty. Mr. Shifty follows a teleportation-fueled heist to break into the world's most secure facility. If you haven't heard about it, which you should have by now, especially if you listen to kind of funny content, everybody's been saying it's basically Hotline Miami with Nightcrawler. So
and it doesn't have a
That's
platinum.
exactly how to describe it.
it doesn't have a platinum?
Doesn't have a platinum. And it's not on
Nope.
Vita.
Nope.
Ugh. See,
Has no
put this game on Vita and give it a platinum, and I would have been 100% in. Now I'm all set.
I still want to get it for Switch because I don't have enough games for my Switch, but
I hear it doesn't run that great though. I don't know if they've patched it. I heard it gets kind of glitchy and drops some frames at the end. I don't know. I don't know if the PlayStation version is any better. I would hope so,
yeah, it should be,
considering the
'cause
kind of the.
Should be
Hardware.
better.
Yeah.
It better be.
Got a couple more here. Got Warlocks versus Shadows coming to PS4 digital. Got Yama Yama. I don't know what that plays. One of the armless rejects of the Yama Yama Arena of Joy. Woo. Okay. That looks to be about it for the drop. There's a couple more games, but most of them are just
Nothing really a
no-
note.
Just go give the clicks to Brian. Go to the drop.
Yeah.
Find out what you like. Yeah.
Did you say Brian?
Yeah, he said Brian.
Yeah, I did. yeah, I did.
I'm like, who's Brian? Yeah, pick of the week for me is obviously Final Fantasy 12.
Did we talk about Fantastic Contraption?
I didn't mention it. No.
Where even is
Why
that?
does this, is this a game? Is this like a?
Oh, it's a VR game.
Oh yeah,
game?
I totally passed that up. Says
It
build.
sounds
This game is
familiar.
actually just dreams being stealth launched.
Yeah.
It says build and
They
create.
changed the name last
Building
minute.
Creating a Fantastic World, Fantastic Contraption is a surreal VR puzzle game where you use simple tools to assemble amazing machines to get to your ball to the goal area. It sounds like a
Like
yeah,
a Rube Goldberg
yeah, that's
device or
what it sounds
something.
like.
Sounds interesting. Kind of little VR game. But yeah.
Sounds cool.
I guess Final Fantasy is kind of the biggest hit of the week, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Unless
Nothing
Mr.
really
Shifty.
speaking to you guys
No, I
otherwise.
mean,
unless
Mr. Shifty, yeah, that'd be my other one. But
Is there DLC coming out this week? There might be. For something?
oh, did you see that the Last of Us Left Behind DLC was super cheap on the mid-year sale?
Yeah, but I think it's included if you just buy the remastered version of Last of Us.
it is.
That's why I don't understand why they're even selling it separately.
Because you could buy it standalone if you don't want the base game, which I get. I don't.
But I feel
really
like you can get the base game for so cheap now. I mean, whatever. More choice is good, I guess. It's time for topic of the episode. Totes. Topic of the episode this week: when is the open world scale going to tip back? Basically, being all of these games are coming out now. That's kind of red word. So pretty much all the games coming out now are massive open worlds. When are people going to get tired of that and want linear experiences again? I feel like there's still some linear games coming out. Obviously, there are a real lot of sandbox games. I'm kind of just over sandbox games in general, but I don't think it even has to do with an open world game. I think it's a sandbox game specifically I'm tired of personally. How do you guys feel?
Yeah.
The thing is, I like when games take it like they put like a little open worldness in a segment of their game. So I think like a great example is Uncharted 4, the area when you pull up in your Jeep and you can go left or right and you can take the base in different ways. You know, remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that area I feel like was a little too large for what they were going for, though. Like, I definitely missed like 30 treasures in that area, and I just was fully aware that I was missing all the treasures and didn't care.
But you see, like, I think that's a good way of how like you could blend open world into linear games.
Or like the hub worlds
from
the hub areas from Tomb Raider are like a perfect example.
I think
it's just big enough.
Those are a happy medium, in my opinion. For the my personal opinion, I think if this scale does tip back, I think one of two things are going to happen. I think that either if people start to, which they won't complain because everybody wants open worlds, but if something happens, I think we're either going to see more games that have hub worlds like Rise of the Tomb Raider, because I mean that was perfect. It's a linear experience, but you've got these areas to discover and games like that, or we're just going to go ahead and scoop on over to what Tim and Andrea called live service games or
so like games as a service.
Yeah.
So like Division, Destiny, those type of
Anthem
things.
coming up. I think that could give everybody the fix that they want for open worlds.
And those games, if you think about it, kind of are hub world games, where it's like you go to the tower and then you go to orbit. And I know they're changing that for Destiny 2, but just as an example, like you go to orbit and then you choose your mission, then you load into that mission, and that mission is a pretty linear experience. And then if you want to go patrol, you can make that a just giant open world thing. But
well, like I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Miguel.
Oh, my thing is, I don't mind either or. I prefer it somewhere in the middle, like Tomb Raider and Uncharted, and hopefully God of War somewhere around there too. But in the open world games, it depends on what you have to do in the actual, like GTA 5. There's a bunch of stuff to do, and most of it, either you're gonna enjoy it or not.
Yeah, so that kind of goes back to me about the sandbox
another
games.
game like Just Cause 3, I think that's the newest one. You got the map is open to you, but there's not much to do other just blow up stuff.
Well, see what I personally think makes a great open world is when you don't know it's there. Like my top 3 examples would be GTA 5, Watch Dogs 2, and Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, okay.
Because it like. Especially Watch Dogs 2.
Wow.
Watch Dogs 2, I think, apart from GTA, has one of the best open worlds in a game. San Francisco's beautiful. Everybody's alive in there. Like, I won't forget whenever I was grinding for trophies for Watch Dogs 2, the one where you have to take a selfie or have somebody photobomb you. Like, I went to go take a picture, and then I was taking a picture of dude's ass for some reason, and then some girl got behind me and was like, "Yeah, cool!" Like she just started interacting with me, and just the cool things that you can do with the live NPCs in that world is like, I don't feel like I'm playing a game. I feel like I'm in a sim, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think the
Justin?
thing is about depending on the game. You know, you can't make every game open world, but some games it's like I don't think it hurts to try. So like Zelda, let's make that open world. Oh shit, this game's fucking amazing. I don't think if Zelda was bad, like if Zelda was bad, or if Breath of the Wild was bad, I was like, all right, fine. You know, maybe the open world nature doesn't work towards this
do
franchise.
you not consider older Zelda games open world though? I feel like even Ocarina of Time
They
to an
were
extent.
open.
No,
open
no,
world.
I'm adamantly. I
I mean, this
do not
this
believe
is a
at all. I think
this
for
is a live world. Breath of the Wild is everything you can do. It's just there. You live there. There's no like.
Okay, that's a fair point. If that's okay, I can agree with that.
because I guess for its time, you could say Ocarina of Time is open, but it's so linear. Honestly, at the end of the day, like the closest thing is that you could run around Hyrule Field, or I guess you could.
Yeah,
Go
I guess
to an
that's
area.
what I was thinking of. So it's
So,
a good
like,
point.
there's nothing to do there. You could literally just run around, and like Lon Lon Ranch is there. Like there's like two things to do. But the thing is, I think it'll tip the scale when open world games become too, I guess, boring. Honestly, like funny enough, like a huge world is boring. When I feel like Assassin's Creed kind of hit that point when it was putting too much shit on the map, and
I got a good one for you.
Nothing was of real substance, you know. So like when
Yeah.
open world is just open world for open world's sake, but it just has all these fetch quests and stuff like that. It's like that's the wrong way to take an open world.
Yeah, like the game with an infinite universe and nothing to fucking do in it, like No Man's Sky.
Bada bing, bada boom.
I think that
Don't get me wrong, I don't want to shit on No Man's Sky. It was fun for the time I played it, but I moved on pretty.
as far as
pretty
Assassin's Creed goes, I think the worst offender probably was 3. I think that 3 they tried to do it, but it just didn't work, and then 4 they kind of perfected it, and then Unity was.
I felt like I was running around the woods more than I was
Yeah,
doing
I
anything
did
else
too.
in
I did
Assassin's
too.
Creed 3.
Like they also tried throwing in the crafting system with the bombs and stuff that literally was unnecessary in the entire game. You did not have to touch that, and you could beat the
The
game.
hunting thing too, with the snares and the shit, it was just. Ugh. Game should have been streamlined so hard.
Yeah.
I don't think the issue is really open world as much as clutter.
So
I'm
what's
gonna-
a,
I'm
so
gonna
what's a
put that
what's a
down
bad
there, you know?
example? What's an example of games that like have an open? I have one. A games that have an open world for no reason. The new Sniper Ghost Warrior is an open world game. I don't think it has any reason to be.
Yeah, I guess.
Is
Yeah,
it? I
I
don't
got-
know.
it's-
That's yeah. That sounds like a game.
It's kind of
doesn't need it.
Far Cry esque kind of. You can roam around the map and you have like access to stuff like that. But I mean that game. First of all, it looks like trash. The last thing I saw of it, but it looks like I don't. Just give me a story. I'm not gonna play it anyway. But why have an open world in that for no reason?
Have you guys played the game of the generation, Mad Max?
Yeah, I didn't think
It's in the Xbox Game Pass. Maybe when I do the trial for that, eventually I'll try it out. But no, I have not
rented
played
it,
Mad
but
Max.
I feel like it could
I
have.
almost got the platinum on it. Almost.
Wow.
No,
And then
the
you
part-
then you looked down at your hands and saw how worn your hands were from your DualShock 4 controller and said, "What am I doing in my life?" and deleted it.
Dude, the game, I really enjoyed that game. It's just the car. The car is the best part of it. Just
yeah, because
going
the
around
combat
the desert.
looked kind of boring.
Yeah, it's like the Batman combat, but like really dumbed down.
This whole thing.
I thought it was just too much open. It was. That's funny. That's going against literally what I just said. It's not
Yeah.
cluttered. The thing is, it's kind
I
of.
thought the game was just all about checking boxes, and there wasn't really anything else to do but check boxes in
Yeah,
it.
it's just going and checking boxes pretty much.
I didn't find it fun going from place to place. Like it was just like, all right, cool. Now
Again-
there's another town that's the 2-minute drive away. It's like,
Yep.
I don't know. It isn't-
Let's circle back actually to Shadow of Mordor because I feel like that game did the
It
open
did,
world
that
well
one for sure.
because it was 2 different areas of open world. They were
Yep.
just big enough where you can still get from point to point without it taking forever if you chose not to fast travel. There was stuff always going. It was dynamic enough. I mean, I guess it's a testament to the Nemesis system, but it was dynamic enough where there was always new random missions that were totally optional all over the map all the time. I mean, the collectibles were fair. Like, it wasn't like a total slog getting the collectibles. You could probably do it in a couple of evenings. That's probably a game that did it very well, personally.
I agree.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey, are you gonna play it now that you got it?
I didn't buy it. No,
you
I
said
said.
you didn't buy
I said
Fair.
yeah, it wasn't about money. It was just about I don't have enough time for more games.
Oh man,
Because
you're messing
we're
up.
too
man.
much Lord of the Rings nerds for Jeff.
Well,
Yeah, I'm
Fucking
sorry, bro.
kind of-
nerds.
All right, cool guy.
my whole thing on this, what kind of got me started was, to be honest, I don't think that that's ever going to happen with open world games. I think it's just a common thing now. That's just what's in there. But what got me thinking about it was comparing. I decided to play the Old Blood because I got it on the Steam sale. Wolfenstein: The Old Blood, and I'd never played it before. And I'm just playing it. I'm like, this is a fucking good game. This experience. I love just this awesome story contained in this one thing, and then but at the same time, on my off time, I'm playing Zelda, and I'm like, which do I like more? Which do I want more? I think they both can coexist, and they do coexist. But it's just there's a place for big lived-in open worlds.
There's a place for both of them.
But I mean,
It's just at the time. It depends what you feel like playing.
I just wonder if there's ever going to be.
Because sometimes you
and-
get a game and you get a game that's open, and at that time you just don't feel like playing it, so you put it aside, and you just want to play a story-based game,
Well, also
linear
the thing
game.
to think about,
And then
the
eventually
thing to think about now too is we have a lot of games that are coming out, like a lot more, and all of them are
Like a real lot of
20,
games.
30 hours a piece. It's like, is that going to be the
There's a lot of games of service, games
That
as
should
service
be-
like Destiny, Battlefront 2.
Well, it's like-
I mean, oh my god, I'm
If I-
dreading this
if I-
this
the
entire
the question
holiday.
that should be what's too long of a game?
Well, I think
How many hours should we spend in a game? Because man, like you said, there's a lot of games coming out, and they're more than
Well, that's
you
up
gotta
to
spend
however
more
much you
than 20.
want. But I'm just thinking. I think it's about if every game's gonna want to be open world, not every game's gonna be worth exploring.
yeah.
Zelda, I'm playing Zelda the other day. There's literally a shrine in the actual corner of the map. And it's like, I'd never been there, but it's like going there. It's like, oh, this is a whole cool area. There's a little snowboarding section that wins you a Korok seed.
Is that in the
And-
Fair region?
Fuck
I
the
don't think-
Korok seeds. There's too many Korok seeds. That's like almost as dense as like. I mean, it's not as dense as Witcher 3, but it's like to the extent where I
No,
am
but that's
all set on
different.
doing
That's
that. It's
different.
like,
The Korok seeds
dude,
don't appear on your map,
600
but-
Korok seeds? Are you kidding me?
900.
Oh,
But
Jesus.
Korok seeds don't appear on your
900?
map.
Fuck
Korok
that.
seeds don't appear on your map. You have to earn Korok seeds. Whereas in Witcher 3, you're walking around your map, you can see a fucking bunch of plants on your map.
Dude,
You know what I'm saying?
Witcher, I respect the shit out of the Witcher 3, but and like last week when we talked about the DLC for somehow that was a summary episode from Toussaint or whatever it was fucking called, and like it's just too fucking dense for me. Like that's where I
that's
draw
an
the
open-
line. Like Metal Gear Solid 5 was great. Witcher 3 is just there's too much for me to do. And I know there's like diehard people that will play Witcher 3 and say, "Oh, I wish there was even more." And those people are fucking on meth.
Yeah,
but
that's an open world game
Just
I'm
too
never
much.
going to play because of
Too
that
much.
fact. I mean, that's why I don't play a lot of the Division Online or Destiny Online. Is because just the way I play right now, I have a few hours here and there to play, so I'm going to want to hop on and play something. I can't commit to like, yeah. Oh no, I can't commit
You
to
gotta be in the
doing a raid,
mood.
do this or that. You know,
And the
like,
time.
yeah. See, I thought Division
The
did it
Division
well.
did-
I thought Division did it well personally.
I enjoyed the Division.
So yeah, so if you want to send us more questions like that, don't forget you can join us on the PS Best Friends Facebook group by going to facebook.com/group/PS Best Friends, or on Twitter at PSBF Podcast, or email us at psbestfriendspod@gmail to send us your question, like Kiran Mirage did. His question is, if it had to end tomorrow, what would be your highlights and games for showing off the best of the current generation? In my opinion, if I had 3 games to show off this gen, I would use The Witcher 3, Overwatch, and maybe, probably not a popular opinion, but No Man's Sky purely for its concept. That's an interesting question. So he's using already 2 open world games that we just kind of discussed.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky, I think its concept was great, but I think it can't be used as a generation-defining game because I don't think it did work at the end of the day. You could say that like, oh wow, imagine there was this game that had this really expansive world and like you could do all these things, but unless it actually was that game, I don't think you could put it on that thing. I guess
Give us your 3.
That's like an honorable mention, I feel like, for No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not a game that actually makes the list, but it's a game that's like, well, this tried to do something cool.
No, I'm saying just that was Karan's list. But for this generation, actually, what would you give it? Because I definitely have mine in my head.
Are we
I'm not
counting
gonna
like
think about
GTA
it.
5 and Last of Us since that came out on PS3?
GTA 5, I guess you can count because they did really overhaul it a lot on
That's true.
the current gen. I probably wouldn't say Last of Us because it is so important to the previous gen. All right, Nathaniel, what are your if the generation had to end tomorrow, what would be your 3 generation defining games?
Mine probably would be Watch Dogs 2.
Okay.
Game was fucking awesome, like the entire time. I wish it wouldn't have ended. Probably one of the best open worlds I've played recently. Probably Rise of the Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider was super simple, but it had it was an open world, but it wasn't. I don't know. Just the story was awesome, and I had a fun time as well. And then probably Shadow of Mordor. I think Shadow of Mordor is probably one of the most unique cases. The Nemesis system is incredible. I mean, just what it can do. What it can do is just it still blows me away, and I played it several years ago. I probably have an honorable mention for Wolfenstein, one of my favorite single player games. So
Nice. Miguel, what's your 3?
Oh, I got my first one's Horizon Zero Dawn, obviously. Second one is The Division. I think, in my opinion, it's better than Destiny, but that's my opinion. And the last one is gonna choose Doom for the PS4. It's just overall, from the beginning to the end, is just non-stop action. The story, the combat is great. They just nailed it. They nailed it.
Doom and Wolfenstein really are like show how you could bring back a old IP and really fucking make something amazing out of it. I'm gonna go with so Rocket League #1. I think really brought esports into the mainstream.
It's a really good one.
With such a simple concept of soccer with cars. Then Gone Home, really showing like, do you guys think it started the walking simulator cliche, or was it like after?
I think it
there was a
started
bunch
it
of-
on PS4 specifically. I think they existed before it though.
Yeah. Like D-Rester was before it and shit like that. But yeah, Gone Home, like really great fucking game. Play it. And then Destiny. I think it's amazing to see like a game like that be like all very technical, like not technical, but its community and fan base loves the technical aspect of it and all the numbers and like the RPG aspect.
Drop rates and
from
perk
such like a
and all that.
mainstream audience. You know, like 10 years ago, I would never imagined people playing Halo 3 would be so into the minutia of gun stats that they are now.
It's the
Like,
same thing
That's
with
a
The
good
Division.
observation too. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with The Division.
Division 2. Yeah. My 3 are probably going to go, I was going to say Horizon Zero Dawn, but just to say something different, I'm going to go Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Put a lot of time into that game. It was one of the few sandbox games I really enjoyed playing around in. I want to say Hitman. What it did for episodic-based games, it's pretty much an archetype going forward. I think every episodic game that isn't like a Telltale game, because obviously those are more linear, any other episodic game should really try to mirror what Hitman did, where each individual episode had so much meat on its bones that you could really almost play each individual one almost as a full game. And my third one is going to be Darkest Dungeon. I think what it does for just open-ended, grindy, roguelike-ish games, it's just so deep, and there's so many numbers in it that if you want to read into it that much, you can, or if you just want to just have fun in a dungeon or two. I mean, it's a game you can play for 5 minutes, maybe not 5, but like 10, 15 minutes for a short dungeon, or you could totally dive into it and just fall down the rabbit hole of the Darkest Dungeon. So those are my 3. I go Hitman, Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain, and Darkest Dungeon. Now it is time for PS Best Friend of the Week. Nathan Hicks, where can people find you?
They can find me on PSN and Xbox and Steam at Sick Sticks, SYCSTIX.
What was that again?
Don't say it too fast.
Sick Sticks. If
Six
you say it
what?
if you say it
Well,
too fast,
the pronunciation is not the issue. It's the spelling, which is
I know.
like sick. It's like sycamore, I guess. So SYC.
Yeah. Well, I made it when I was 13.
Just humor me. Just humor me. Say it slow and then say it fast.
Sick Sticks and Six
Uh-huh.
Sticks. Yes, it sounds like Six Sticks. Okay.
There's a South Park joke in there somewhere.
There is somewhere. My Twitter is the same, but it's with a 17 at the end, so it's Sick Sticks 17.
Nice.
All right.
And Miguel, where can we find you?
Shit. They can find me at PSN Dark Angel 1010. That's what a G. And at Twitter, Angel Alvarez 10. That's with a J, the angel part.
And Jeffrey, where can we find you?
Wow, I just realized they're both different. You have Angel spelled twice. That's funny.
Yeah,
I just
'cause
noticed
It
that
took you
too.
9
I don't
episodes.
want to get into it, but
That's fucking confusing. You can find me on PSN Brawl96, on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch, Mr. MR Brawl96, Mr. Brawl96. Recently, I got a video posted on the Kinda Funny Best Friends community YouTube page of me beating Greg Miller at Mario Kart. If you want to check that out, I made a little snappy thumbnail for it using photo crop or something, Photoshop. I don't know, this new app. I don't think it's not mainstream yet, but
Never heard of it yet.
helps
Yeah,
photo
maybe.
editing. Yeah, would you believe it?
what's your next game that you might stream?
So I think I'm probably gonna be streaming some zombies, probably Infinite Warfare. I want to give the new map a little more time. If we're playing some Spaceland, we'll stream that.
Spaceland,
Killing
yeah.
Floor as well, and
help me on that
probably
one.
a little more Crash until I give that back on GameFly. That game is fucking frustrating. I can't. It's so
Yeah.
hard to stream. It's like fuck.
We should try and organize a Killing Floor 2 night because it's
Under
6
pick.
people co-op. So we should try and
Yeah.
figure that out. You can find me on PSN, Xbox Live, and I'm never on Steam, but I have an account. The only X188, and on Twitter is at Anthony Palm. And this has been the PS Best Friends podcast. For any questions, comments, and concerns, email us at psbestfriendspod@gmail.com or follow our Twitter at PSBF Podcast. You can also check us out on the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/PSBestFriends. And also don't forget to rate and subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher, whatever is your preferred podcast listening app of choice. And we will see you next week. Thanks for listening.
You're flew higher than the
your eyes.